Good evening. Today's podcast is about the businesses and individuals who wants to learn from an expert that is very much professional into making individuals visionaries and businesses into enterprises with their full potentials. Today we have with us Mihai Stanka. Hi Mihai, how are you?
Hi, thank you for the invitation. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Thank you very much. We are very excited to have you here today. I heard a lot about you from my friends. I saw your social media. You are doing great work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Could you please introduce us about yourself, your potentials, your goals, and your achievements with us today?
I'm an ex-corporate manager. Half of my life I was in corporate, and after that, I'm an entrepreneur. And my goal is to promote education. And I think that we as a country we can grow if our education level is growing. So this
Yes.
is I'm doing every day.
Let's get to the topic that is about betterment of individuals and businesses. What convinced you to get into this field?
I want to bring in corporate field what I was missing when I was there. So I tried, and it seems that I succeed to bring some programs in order to empower the people, and that programs to be as a vitamin and minerals, not only as a coffee
Mm.
who give you energy but is not feeding you.
Mhm. Let's start talking about leadership development from the start. Let's elaborate the term leadership. What leadership is?
Follow me. I'm right behind you.
How much important it is these days in business market or for any individual.
I think it's very important because now with IE, the IE sooner will be making calculation better, faster.
Yes.
It's not making mistake. It's not forget anything. So actually, what give us a plus is our capability to be a leader. Uh, First of all, to be a leader for you.
Mhm.
The second plan to be a leader for the people around you.
What are the essential traits for a leader of this modern era?
Empathy, integrity, and emotional intelligence. Otherwise, if you don't have emotional intelligence in order to understand the human being, you cannot be a good leader. You'll be a good manager, that's right.
Yes.
But in order to be a good leader, you have to put this ingredient in the soup.
How do the leaders keep their authenticity and integrity in the high stake businesses?
If they are keeping their values and they are transparent with the people around, I think they can keep it. Otherwise, if you don't have your values and if you don't communicate your values and be transparent with that, the team will not understand what you want from them. So starting with your values.
Interesting question. Can leadership be learned or it's inherited?
I think some people are gifted from birth with some skills on that field, but you can learn. You can learn to be a leader. If you don't have this skill by birth, you can learn for sure. It's very easy to do that if you want to do it.
What practical skills one person have to have in himself or herself to get to this position?
As a practical skill, good. I think is I don't know if it's a practical skill. I think that if you have a desire to be better for you and for the people around you, that's enough.
So, in other words, that the environment that you are in can teach you and make you a better person, a better leader.
Yes, the environment can teach you and can make you a better person. Because if you are in a good environment, it's easy also for you to be a good person. If you are struggling and you have to use more energy to get out of there and to do good, even if around you the things are not so good.
What roles does emotional intelligence play?
I think it's very important. It's crucial because if you don't have emotional intelligence, I cannot understand you. I cannot communicate with you if I don't understand you. I only will say what is inside me, but I never understand what is inside you in order to make them mixed and to find a common goal or a common option in order to have more people smiling at the end of the day.
How do the leaders keep their empathy balanced with authorities?
Good question. I prepared an answer, but it's my mind. But okay, they should have active listening.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they will not understand what people are talking, what is inside of their teams. In order to know what is inside of your team, you should know what is inside of every man or every woman from your team. So active listening is very important. And also, I pay a lot of price on emotional intelligence.
What strategies help the leaders to cultivate strong vision in their team?
If they have clear goals, it will be easy to transfer the goals to the team and to team understand what is the leader vision. Otherwise, the team will not understand and they will not reach the goals, or they will consume a lot of resources, more resources to reach the goals.
And you don't think that this thing can be improved by better communication also?
Oh, for sure. The communication is the key. It's also the title of my book, the second book.
What is the name of your book?
The name of the second book is The Communication is the Key. It's written in Romanian. And the title of the first book, it sounds better in Romania. It's called De vorbă cu toți proștii. It's similar like talking with idiots or something like that.
Mhm.
But the idea of the books are that to understand that nobody is stupid, or actually we are not talking, we are thinking that we are talking the same language, but we are not. Our brains are working different on the same words. We are creating in our brains different images. That's why we are talking together and we are not understanding.
Interesting question. Who is better in communication, men or women?
Women are listening better.
Hmm.
Men are more efficient in doing things, but not so efficient in communicating things.
Who can be a better leader, man or a woman?
Someone will shoot. um, Both of them can be a great leader. A woman can be a great leader. A man can be a great leader. But I think that if you are talking about a man, a good leader should have the strength and also the a little bit of empathy and emotional intelligence from the woman,
Hmm.
from the feminine side.
So,
So both of them can be great leaders.
so in other words, all the executives and bigger posts should be men's occupied, right?
No, one man, one woman, one man, one woman, in order to have harmony in the team.
And to have a balance.
Yes, depends also on the field, because if we are talking about something with like construction, let's say, there are more men in this field.
Definitely.
But if we are talking for education of kids, there are more women in this field.
Yes.
So I think that a man as a machinery can do better things on some areas than a woman. And also the woman as a machinery can do better things than a man in other fields.
In
So
certain fields in which
yes.
they are better than men.
So we are not competing, we are complementing. So this is the solution, to work together. We cannot be only men on this planet or only women on this planet. We have to work together.
Since you have a lot of experience in this field of psychology and training people, of course you have to understand their psychology also, right? How good is this myth that behind every successful man there is a woman?
I think there is at least one, his mother, at least one. You cannot have a man without a woman. That's for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, I think this is at least one.
How a person can develop resilience as a leader?
Using growth mindset, using stress management, and also using his capacity to adapt. I think if the leader has these three things in his pocket, he will do a good job.
Can a bad leader run a team?
Why not? For short time, why not? Depend if you want to still have a team after 3 months or 6 months.
Because I have seen this example
Okay.
in which people were forced to do with the bad manager.
Yes, it's happening. Let's be honest, it's happening. But I don't think it's a long run. Now we have a lot of opportunities. If we are going back, I don't know, 30 years ago, okay, you don't have a lot of opportunities. So you swallow the with some lemon all the things in that job.
Yes.
But right now you have opportunities. So if you are not a good leader, they'll not stay with you.
How a leader can manage or control or overcome a conflict between the teams.
The leader should be like a parent. You have two kids. You have to listen both of them to understand every story and to use your intelligence to create a better commune story. Take them from their stories and put them in the story you created, which is better.
According to your experience or according to your expertise, how much conflicts can a leader bear? I mean, number of conflicts.
Per day,
No, per month,
per
but
month.
like how much it should be the frequency of a person to bear this until it gets out of control.
Because,
Like a breaking point for a person, let's say.
yes, because the breaking point is different. You have a breaking point. I have another. Maybe one things for you is more important than for me. So I don't have a number, but I think that it's a common sense. And if we can discuss, set the KPIs together and to be agreed that this is the breaking point. If you set the breaking point together with the team or together with the people around you, now you have a strategy. Otherwise, we have a breaking point. I have another. Who's right? Both of us.
Do you think that leadership can be affected by the conflicts?
For sure, yes.
Up to what level?
If the leadership cannot solve the problems will kill the leadership.
How can leaders build a culture of innovations?
Using or improving creative thinking, risk taking from their team. Otherwise, I don't see a solution. Because if you have a safe space in your team, and I, as a member of the team, I can be creative, I can take a risk, now we can grow. Otherwise, we cannot grow, and all the pressure it will be on the shoulders of the leader.
For example, if leader is very classic, doesn't want to move things from paper to internet, what disadvantages and how much backward steps he's taking annually?
I think in less than 1 year, his team or his business will be bankrupt. You cannot exist in this field if you are not making steps forward, if you are not integrate the technology in your business life, in your team life.
So the technology is essential element to adopt in this era.
Yes, approximately 100 years ago in America, the cars are not allowed in town. Less than 20 years from that point when the Henry Ford comes and produced a lot of cars, less than 20 years after this moment, the horses are not allowed in the town and the cars are allowed. So if this change was done in less than 20 years, now the change with all this IE and all this technology will be sooner. I think in less than 10 years.
What kind of innovation can be done in a glass factory? Let's say we have glass here.
We can do two innovation. From my point of view, we have two separate fields. One is technical field, and one is soft skill.
Mm.
So it depends what we need in order to progress.
Yes.
If we need to invest in our technical skills and technology, we will go there. If we need to grow our soft skill, our sales force, and things like that, we'll go there. Or maybe both. Depends of the situation.
What advice you will give to an emerging leader?
Stay curious, learn every day, and lead by example. Because the people will do what they are seeing that you do. I cannot teach my kids to not smoke, saying that you don't smoke it, that will kill you. If I and I give you an example of this, I want that my kids to read. And first of all, it was easy for me to give some money. And I say, okay, if you read this book, I'll give you this money. Okay. Didn't work so well. I like to read. So, but I understand that the problem is that they are not seeing that I'm doing this. So I put every time when I asked them to come from dinner, I was sure that I was with a book in my hand in the living room and they are passing near me. And the first one was my daughter, who was very interesting. The girls are a little bit more curious than the boys.
Yes.
And showing them that I'm doing this, make them to read the books, and no need to pay them. Lead by example, walk the talk. Otherwise,
There's no chance.
there's no chance.
The greatest examples of leaders that you have seen, the youngest entrepreneurs that you have ever met, what exceptional skills did you see in them?
I see. 2 days ago, I met a young entrepreneur. He has 21 years old. He has a lot of courage. He has a lot of vision. He's not thinking locally, and I think this is the what this young generation has more than us, than me, than my generation. Is that when they are thinking to business, they are thinking globally.
Mm.
My generation learned this, but they are born with this vision, and I think it's very helpful.
What do you think should be the perspective of a leader, money or success? They are two different things. You can be a great leader, but you are not making money.
Yes, you're right. But if you are a religious leader, it's okay. You don't have to make a lot of money. But if you are a leader in a company
Yes.
and you are not making money, your team will die. So you are not so great leader.
No, what should be the vision of the leader? Money targeted or success targeted? For example, I want to take a project, but money is not a lot in that project. Thinking that, okay, it's with less money, but we can do it easily.
Depends of the objective. Because sometimes you will take a project not for the money, but in order to put in our portfolio that project. Otherwise, we will take the project only for the money. And I think the best projects are when both these fields are in the same project. For every project, you have also the product that is in your portfolio, and you are still making good money.